Welcome to Andy's free guitar chart videos, and welcome to my YouTube subscribers and my Facebook friends, and anyone else who's found this video. Like and subscribe, and below the video there's a URL put together instruction paragraph that shows you how you can somehow navigate to the Facebook page and view the entire video and the charts in reduced resolution. However, the resolution in the charts in the videos is adequate once we zoom in with my zoomer here and my regular high resolution charts here. Okay, so like as I said, when I make this lesson, there could be 50 of my friends or 100 people watching of the subscribers, which is roughly half. I know these charts are difficult. That's why I'm making the videos to explain them. And this is chart number 273 for C octave guitar fretboard with staff polarities. What does staff polarity mean? In a nutshell, we'll zoom way into middle C here. Okay, and you can see that we'll borrow the drawing tool. You can see that middle C has a line through it like that. Okay, so that's a line through, and then we have in between lines. So it's just two types, so it's a polarity. Okay, one's, you might say this is the positive. You might say this is the positive, and this is the negative. So it's like two polarities like that. Just a little background on this chart itself. We have 272, which is the same subject with some other, kind of decor. And then this also follows another subject that I was talking about earlier in the week. And this is looking at the G box, the D box, the E box, and the C box, and realizing that everything else, all right, it's not exactly everything else. We want to zoom in on this. Okay, slight technical difficulty there. So we want to zoom in on this, and we want to look at the behavior of the G box and the D box tripentatonics. Okay, and we can see that G is 145. Okay, and D is 145. Okay, but the minor in the G box spells 3/6 root, and the minor in the D box spells root 3/5. Now that 3/6 root in the key of C is an A minor chord. It's E A C, and so talk about the key of C. It's going to be C E G. Okay, so when we talk about the CAGED system, C-A-G-E-D, that's a system that uses those very notes. So we should really be talking about the very notes here, because we want to start pinning these notes down. We want to get used to, okay, we're not going to just be virtuoso here and say, yeah, the C CAGED could start anywhere. So get used to it. Only because it's the CAGED system, and it says C-A-G-E-D, right? So this is really E-A-C and C-E-G, even though we have here a diminished fourth, and we have here from 3 to root is an augmented fifth. As you go to A to C, E to C right here is an augmented fifth. Did I say diminished fifth? An augmented fifth, and C to E here is the diminished fourth. We got kind of the flip side of that with the E and the C cage, okay, where it's the 3/6 root here with EAC. All right, so that's EAC, like that. So again, using that caged kind of lettering to represent things. And then here we have root 3/5. Wow, it's really blowing. It's really gusty out there right now. So, and then with the E and the C cage, the minors are normal, 1, 4, 5. So the E cage, its relative 6 is D minor. Okay, the A shape relative 6 is G minor, and the C shape is relative 6 is A minor. Remember that A cage, even if we're doing it in the key of C, right? E, its fourth is A shape, and its fifth is C shape. Okay, the relative minors of that E is up here. Alright, I can't see this. I can't see this, but and plus I have a band-aid on. Okay, maybe I can get it, but that pinky's still hurting. Okay, so anyway, the relative minor of the E shape is that D minor. The relative minor of that A shape is G minor there, so it's going to be like, and then the relative, obviously the relative minor of the C shape is the A minor shape, and it's going to be an A minor shaped what? It's going to be an A minor shaped G sharp minor. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to show you, how bad I can play today, because I can't. I think you realize that. And we have to move along, or we're not going to get to that great stuff that we have to cover. I know no matter what we dig into, it seems like it takes over, you know, the importance of it gets like fish-eyed. But, you know, I know we have to move along. So that's just a little bit of information on the previous chart, which is a couple of charts before today's chart. Okay, and again, the 1, 4, 5 isn't entirely necessary, because if we go by the cage system, you know, you say the cage system, you don't say the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 system. So in that way, putting this right here, say root 3, 5, is really CEG. Okay, because we want to use the notes. Okay, and over here, 3/6 root. Okay, instead of putting 3/6 root, we really should say EAC, because these are the shapes. This is E minor shaped, A minor shaped, and C minor shaped. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that, and we'll move along. Now, we're going to get into the exciting stuff, the fretboard with the through notes 4C octaves. Okay, and I believe this is today's chart. Okay, so just a word about chart, I guess it's 271B. And this is very, very windy stuff. You look at this line here, and it's going through the 7 root 2 string shape. Okay, in this particular case, this is where your guitar is tuned from. So that 7 root 2 would be your warped over E shape, and then into the, I guess into the G box there. So this is your lone wolf 7 on the G box, and then down here into the, well, the D box, pretty much. Okay, so that's 7 root 2 down here is in this D box. Now you're not going to see me running down here for that, string shape, because that would reverse the polarity of the note staff, the staffs on the note. So you're going from one polarity here. Now, down in that D box there, we have a middle C right here. This is middle C on my guitar because I'm down tuned. Okay, but you wouldn't see, so that middle C would have a line through it. Okay, as you know, middle C is the one little, it's like it looks like Saturn because it has a little line through it because it's in between the staffs. It doesn't have its own entire staff line. It's in between the two staffs. But this guy, that's lower C. That's going to be in between two lines on the bass clef. So that's what I'm talking about. So let's dig into this. If we draw a line through these E string shapes, we've got here B, C, C sharp, and D. In this particular case, all right, in this case, let's get me out of the way a second. We're looking at 7 root 2 in that E shape. Now in this notation we have B, C, and D, and as I said, middle C, it looks like Saturn. It has its own line through it. I drew an entire line through it, but you won't see that line on the music staff, okay, because it's in between the bass clef and the treble clef. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay, before we go over to the next chart, I just want to show you that. So there's this line that goes diagonally on the fretboard, and everything above this line is on the treble clef, and everything below that line is on the bass clef for the most part. For the most part, unless you go so much longer. Now I did extend the fretboard for chart 273 to cover completely E, C, and then an octave E and C, and we'll see that. So here we have it. It's chart 273, 4 C octaves guitar fretboard with staff polarities, like I said in the beginning. And you'll see that we start with the E shape, we have the C shape, and then we have octave up here. E, and then a little bit of that C shape. And you'll see that we've got all what we need.